వచ్చారా అందరూ? ఎవరెవరు వచ్చారు? ఇద్దరే, మైత్రి అండ్ సుమదిని. In the last class we have discussed about the incenter and excenters of the triangle. Okay, all the concepts, basic concepts in the coordinate system are completed. Just it is the introduction chapter. Okay, no weightage for in this chapter. Of course, centroid, not centroid, circumcenter may be asked, but that question belongs to the straight lines chapter, not in the introduction chapter. Incenter also same in the straight lines chapter. Next, one problem, let us solve the problem in the introduction topic only. For better understanding of the section formula, I will say the one problem for the on the basis of the section formula. What is that problem? That A1 x1 y1, A2 x2 y2, so on, An xn yn be n points A1 A2 the line segment A1 A2 is the line segment joining by A1 and A2, line segment A1 A2 is bisected at the point P, P1, comma P1 A3 is divided by P2 in 1:2 ratio, comma P2 the line P2 A4 is divided by P3 in the ratio in 1:3 ratio, comma the line P3 F5 is divided by the point P4 in the ratio 1:4 ratio, and so on until n points are exhausted find the coordinates of final point. So obtained. Okay, read the question carefully and understand the question, what matter is given. Okay, first you understand the matter of the question, and that next we have to think how to solve it and which formulas are applicable here, and logically you have to think it. Now read the question. Okay, A1, A2, A3, so on, n points are there. Okay, n points are there. They are not collinear, not given like that. May or may not be collinear, we don't know. Some A1, A2, A3. The line segment A1, A2, joining the A1, A2 line segment is bisected by the point P1. So therefore, in other language, P1 is the point of bisection of A1 and A2. The point of bisection is nothing but the midpoint of A1 and A2. Okay, so P1 is the midpoint. Next, so I will draw the just figure like this. A1, let it be A1. Next A2. Here is the P1. This is the midpoint of A1, A2 line segment. And again, the line segment P1, A3. A3 is somewhere. P1 is here. So I will put the A3 somewhere here. Join P1 and A3 because line segment is framed A1, A3 line segment. It is divided by the point P2. So the P2 lies on the line segment P1, A3, and the P2 divides the A1, A3 in the ratio 1:2. Here P2. So this part is 1, this part is 2. This is 1, 1. The P1 is the midpoint of A1, A2, therefore A1, P1 length 1 unit, P1, A2 length also 1 unit. Because P2 divides in 1:2 ratio, therefore P1, P2 length 1 unit, P2, A3 length 2 units. Next, again the line P2, A4, A4 is somewhere. Let us draw like this. A4, okay, A4. This line segment is divided by the point P3 at the ratio 1:3. Therefore, the P3 lies on this line segment. Which line segment? P2, A4 line segment. On this line segment, P3 lies, and P3 divides 1:3 ratio. So I will put here P3. So P2, P3, how many units? 1 unit. P3, A4, how many units? 3 units. And next, one more thing is given. Next to 1:3 ratio, the line P3, A5. A5 point is somewhere. A5. This line segment is divided by P4. Therefore, P4 lies on this line segment, and which divides in the ratio 1:4. So here somewhere P4. Here 1 unit. This is 4 units. The P4 to A5. The length is 4 units, and so on. Next point. P4 after P4. P5, P6, P7 and so on. Up to the points will come. Which points? P1, P2, P3, P4, so on. All the points will come up to all the given points are exhausted. Given points are A1, A2, A3 and so on, AN are exhausted. Okay. How many dividing points are there? P1, P2, P3, so on, etc. are the dividing points. How many dividing points are possible here? Okay, logically can you say? Okay, logically you have to say. Student should identify logically how many dividing points are possible. Okay. N points are given points are n, but dividing points how many? Not given. So we have to find them. How many? Last point, final point coordinates we have to find. final point. But final point numbering, P4 or P5 or P10 or P11, which one? We have to decide the final point number. This is P1, first point, dividing point, P2, second dividing point, P3, third dividing, P4, fourth dividing. Now last point, what is the final point? Dividing point, final dividing point, which one? You think logically? Now how many points I have identified on the board? A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. 5 points I have identified. Okay. How many dividing points are there? 4. P4 only. So if A5 last point, then P4 is the final dividing point. If AN is the last point, then Pn minus 1 is the final dividing point. N minus 1th point is the final dividing point. Now first let us write that one. Okay. N minus 1th point, that is Pn minus 1, is the final dividing point. Okay, final dividing point. N minus 1 point is the final dividing point. We want to write the coordinates of it. Okay. Now, the point Pn minus 1 lies, I am asking the question, the point Pn minus 1 lies on which line segment? The last line segment. What is the last line segment? Okay. By observing these 5 points, I have written the 5 points A1, A2, A3, A4, A5. By observing them, you can say the final line segment. Where is the final line segment here? P3, A5 is the final line segment. The dividing point is P4. Okay. Similarly, Pn minus 1 lies on the line segment An, here Pn minus 1, and the previous dividing point Pn minus 2. On this line segment Pn minus 1 lies. It divides at what ratio? Observe the ratio also. I have written from up to A1 to A5. So the last line segment is divided by at what ratio? 1:4. Clearly, the 4 is the number of the dividing point. Serial number of the dividing point. What is the dividing point? 4. So the ratio is 1:4. Now here the dividing point is n minus 1. So the ratio is 1:n minus 1. Okay. So let us write this matter. The final dividing point divides the line segment, final line segment Pn minus 2 An in the ratio 1:n minus 1. I will write this one. The Pn minus 1 divides the line Pn minus 2 An in the ratio 1:n minus 1. Okay. So Pn you can write now Pn. So Pn is equal to, not Pn minus 1 is equal to, how to write the coordinates? 1 into An plus n minus 1 into Pn minus 2 by 1 plus n minus 1. So this is equal to an plus n minus 1 into pn minus 2 divided by n. Okay, we got the final coordinates of the final point. Of course, you can write the coordinates at the place of an, coordinates of an, xn, yn. Therefore, here xn, you can write xn plus n minus 1 into pn minus 2. What are the coordinates of pn minus 2? We don't know. You have to write them, pn minus 2 coordinates. So let us do one thing. I will write the p1 coordinates, p2 coordinates and p3 coordinates, so on. p3 coordinates up to p4 coordinates. First I will write. After that I will tell the logic to find the coordinates of pn minus 1. After writing p1, p2, p3, p4 coordinates, then finally I will write by observing some logic in all the points p1, p2, p3, p4, in all the points, by what logic we have to identify at what logic the coordinates are coming to the p1, p2, p3, p4. At the same logic, by the same logic, we can apply the last point also, pn minus 1 also. So I will write a1, not a1, p1. So this is also not necessary. We cannot write the coordinates of pn minus 1. So I am erasing it. First p1, it is midpoint. Therefore I will write a1 plus a2. I don't write the x1, y1, x2, y2. I don't write. a1 plus a2 by 2. Next, p2, you see the p2, where does it lie? p1 a3 line segment, it divides in the ratio 1:2. Therefore, the p2 is equal to this 1 into a3. Have any confusion here? Confusion matter? p1 and a3, so p2 1:2. So clearly separately I have drawn the line segment, you see. So 1 into a3, we are taking the coordinates of the dividing point. How? The 1 into a3 plus 2 into p1. 1 into a3 plus 2 into p1 divided by 1 plus 2. So a3 plus 2 into p1, what is p1? a1 plus a2 by 2. 2 into p1, on making the cross multiplication, we get 2p1. 2p1 equal to a1 plus a2. So let us write as a1 plus a2 by 3. Now clearly a1 plus a2 plus a3 by 3. Are you observing the sequence or logic of the coordinates of the point P, dividing points, coordinates of the dividing point? Observe the logic. Logic means, I mean, the left side suffix of P, what number is there in the left side, suffix of P is 2 is here, and you have to observe the right side, the what coordinates are there. Completely given points a1, a2, a3, a4, etc. are there, and observe the last final suffix. The final suffix is 3 here, starting from 1, 2, 3 here. The suffix of P is 2. Next point I will write the P3. Where does P3 lie? P3 lies on the line segment P2A4. P2A4 line segment P3. It divides in the ratio 1:3. Now P3 we can write as 1 into A4 plus 3 into P2. by 1 plus 3. A4 is A4, but 3 into P2, can you say the 3 into P2? You see here 3 into P2. You take the cross multiplication, you do the cross multiplication, then 3P2 value equal to A1 plus A2 plus A3. So A1 plus A2 plus A3. Now this is 3P2 value. This is 3P2 value divided by 4. So just I will rearrange the points. So first A1, next A2 plus A3 plus A4 divided by 4. Now have you caught the logic here? The sequence or logic here? I mean the left side suffix and the right side final suffix. So I caught the logic here. I can write now Pn minus 1. I can write now Pn minus 1. Okay, by what logic? The P etc. The Pn minus 1. So what is the relation between the left side suffix and the right side suffix? Suppose for example here take P3. The number is 3. Okay. Denominator also is 4. One more than the suffix of P. So here if you write Pn minus 1, denominator is n. Okay, clear. Next, at the numerator, in any P1, P2, P3, P4, in every dividing point, the A1 is the starting point, next A2, next A3 and so on. So in the P3 also starting A1, A2, A3 up to A4 means denominator number and the final A suffix number is same. This one are same. So therefore Pn minus 1 we can write first n and starting point A1, next A2, A3, so on. What is the final point? A. What is the suffix number? The suffix number is same as denominator number, an. Okay, we got the final point coordinates. We did not write the coordinates, just we have identified the final point. Now let us write the coordinates of them. So this is, so for a space problem in the board, I will identify this value as the sigma notation type because it is the summation. So summation A1 plus A2 plus A3 so on, an summation. I will write like this, sigma means summation, and A is common to everything here, A, everywhere A, and changing value is at the suffix. The changing value is the suffix. So suffix started from 1 and end with n. Therefore, I will identify this suffix by I, ai. Here, I changes from 1 to n and divided by n. Okay. Now we can write the coordinates. Instead of ai, let us write xi as the x coordinate and yi as the y coordinate. So I will write this one as the coordinates, sigma xi by n, comma sigma yi by n, where I is equal to 1 to n. I is equal to 1 to n. So what is the meaning of sigma xi I is equal to 1 to n? Very simple. x1 plus x2 plus x3 so on xn by n. Here y1 plus y2, y2, y3 so on yn by n. Okay. Note it. అర్థమైందా?
Yes, sir.
Note చేయండి. Okay, topic is completed. Next chapter, locus, LOCUS, locus. Now from here, the questions are given in the IP examination. Okay, in the entrance purpose, there is no special question from the locus. Okay, actually, the locus concept, the problem on the locus is given in every chapter in the coordinate geometry. In the straight lines, a problem may be created on the concept of the locus. In the pair of the lines also, a problem may be created on the concept of the locus. In the circle, in the parabola, in the ellipse, and every coordinate system, every problem in the not problem, in every chapter in the coordinate geometry, a question may be created on the concept of the locus. Okay, therefore, a question, separate question may not be given in the entrance purpose. In the IPE purpose, in our textbook, in the IPE textbook, a heading is there, locus, a chapter name heading is there, and one question is given to you in the IP examination. So for that purpose only, I am saying the locus chapter separately. Okay, and you have to know the concept of the locus. మీకు ఐపీ ఎగ్జామ్లు ఇచ్చినా ఇవ్వకపోయినా కాన్సెప్ట్ ఒకటి తెలుసుకోవాలి కదా. వాట్ ఈస్ ద లోకస్ అండ్ హౌ టు ఫైండ్ ద హౌ టు సాల్వ్ ద ప్రాబ్లమ్ ఆన్ ద లోకస్. ఓకే, ఫర్ దట్ పర్పస్ ఓన్లీ యూ షుడ్ నో ద లోకస్ కాన్సెప్ట్. The plural is LOCI, loci. Plural is the LOCI, loci. So I will say what is the meaning of the locus. The meaning or definition is the locus. Now locus definition or meaning, anything. There are the two types of the definitions. Okay, and for the both definitions, they are the priorities. There are the priorities for the one definition. Some problems the definition is very useful and very understandable. And the second definition also is useful in the some types of the problems. So two definitions you have to know. Actually, the really to say that the locus is the set of the points on the plane or space. Of course, we are not talking about the space, we are talking about the plane only. On the plane, we are discussing about the points. Okay. So in the coordinate geometry, remember that any line or any region means a circular region. So this one, a circular region, a square region, a some region. Okay, a region or a line. Now this is the line, circle. Okay, this is the line, circle outside, outcut. Circle outcut is a line. Inside is the region, inner region of the circle. So in the coordinate geometry, every line, every region is a set of the points. We consider every region or line as a set of the points, a collection of the points. Okay, with the high density. A region means a number of crores of the points are there in a region. That collection of the points is a region. And the line also is a region. Suppose this line, this is the join of the so many points. A line is the join of the so many number of the millions, billions of the points. Okay. So in the coordinate system, every line is considered as a join of the points, and every plane figure also considered is a collection of the points with the density. Okay. So the locus is the, but what is the locus? Locus also is a set of the points. A line also set of the points. In the coordinate system, we think that, in the coordinate system, we have to think that a line, you see this line, a set of the points. Of course, join of the points. After joining them, a line is formed. Okay. Next, here there are some points. So we can't join them. We can't join them. We can't join them. If you join them, there are so many points. But I have given only 6 points I have given here. The set of the 6 points, is it the region? Is it the line? No. It is not the region. It is not the line. A line is the collection of the points one after one, one after one. Don't join them. We don't join them. One after one. ఇప్పుడు కొన్ని బీడ్స్ తీసుకోండి, మనకు ఉంటాయి కదా పూసలు ఇట్లాంటివి ఉంటాయి కదా, దాన్ని ఒక దాని పక్కన ఒకటి పెట్టండి, ఇట్లా ఒక్కొక్క బీడ్ ఒక్కొక్క పాయింట్ అనుకోండి. ఈ బీడ్స్ ఇవే వెరీ స్మాల్ పార్టికల్స్ అయిపోతే లైన్ అవుతుంది. సో అట్లా అనమాట. మరి ఇవే బీడ్స్ అక్కడ దూర దూరంగా పెట్టండి. నో, ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద లైన్. జాయిన్ చేయకూడదు. డోంట్ జాయిన్ దమ్. ఇట్ ఈస్ నాట్ ద లైన్. ఆ పాయింట్లు ఒకదానికొకటి టచ్ అవుతూ ఉండాలి, అప్పుడే లైన్ ఫామ్ అవుతుంది. ఓకే. సో ఇన్ ద కోఆర్డినేట్ సిస్టమ్, a line is the collection of the points, a region also collection of the points. But line and locus are same. Are the locus line same? No, sometimes same, sometimes not same. The locus may be a region collection of the points, or a line which is the collection of the points, a locus. Okay, so I will say that definitely, clearly the locus definition. Locus is a collection of the points on the plane. Okay. Our discussion about the plane geometry, therefore on the plane I am defining on the plane. Locus is a collection of the points on the plane. But one condition, those points should satisfy a geometrical property or a graphical property. A geometrical or graphical property or condition or rule, anything, these all the words are synonymical words. Rule, property, condition, all the synonymical words. So the locus is the set of the points which satisfy a given geometrical condition is called the locus. A set of the points. I will write the definition. First definition. Definition 1. Locus is a set of the points on the coordinate plane which satisfy a given geometrical property or geometrical condition. That's all. A set of the points. You think that the set of the points shape, what is the shape of the set of the points? We can't say just like a circle or ellipse or square or anything, maybe a set of the points, or maybe region also. Okay, it is one definition. Okay. Have you understood the matter? Locus is the set of the points. The set of the points may be in the shape, a line, a circle or anything, a region also set of the points. But they should satisfy a given condition. Then only the set of the points is called the locus. Next, one more definition also is very important. Now you see the pen here, tip of the pen, nib. Okay. You treat that this is a point. I am starting here, a point started. If we move the pen, a line is drawn there on the board. Now really the line is not drawn. The line is called the path of the moving point. Path, దారి, అది మనం నడిచి వెళ్ళే దారి అనమాట. ఈ పాయింట్ మూవ్ అవుతుంటే ఒక path అనేది ఉంది. The path is called the locus of the point. Locus of the point, not the set here. The path of the moving point under the given geometrical condition. Condition is important. The moving point should satisfy a geometrical condition. So the path of the moving point which satisfy a geometrical condition is called the locus. Okay. For example, best example, if you take a point, you take a compass. Compass ఉంది తెలుసు కదా మీకు, ఇట్లా ఉంటాయి రెండు, ఇట్లా వస్తాయి, ఇటు ఒకటి ఒక సైడ్ పెన్ను కానీ పెన్సిల్ కానీ పెడతాం. బట్ టేక్ ద కాంపాస్ అండ్ ఫిక్స్ ద వన్ నీడిల్, వన్ లెగ్ ఆన్ ద ప్లేన్, ఇట్లా పెడతాం. సర్కిల్ ఎట్లా డ్రా చేస్తారు? కాంపాస్ తీసుకొని ఇట్లా డ్రా చేస్తాం. సో ఫిక్స్డ్గా ఉన్న పాయింట్ ఏంటి? ఒక లెగ్, ఒక నీడిల్, ఒక పిన్ ఒక ప్లేస్లో ఉంటుంది. సి, సో ఇట్లా రొటేట్ చేస్తున్నారు. దిస్ ఈజ్ ద మూవింగ్ పాయింట్. Okay. Now in the first beginning of the drawing of the circle, we fix some distance between the both the legs. ఈ రెండిటి మధ్యన లెగ్స్ మధ్యన ఒక డిస్టెన్స్ ఏదో మన ఇష్టం వచ్చినంత ఫిక్స్ చేసుకుంటాం. దట్ ఈస్ కాల్డ్ ద రేడియస్. సో దట్ డిస్టెన్స్ షుడ్ నాట్ బి చేంజ్డ్. ఇఫ్ యూ చేంజ్ దట్ డిస్టెన్స్, ద సర్కిల్ is not formed. If you don't change the distance between the legs as that in first, as that in beginning, then only you can draw a circle. So beginning లో ఎంత డిస్టెన్స్ తీసుకుంటావో అదే డిస్టెన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తూ డ్రా చేయాలి, రొటేట్ చేయాలి. దెన్ సర్కిల్ ఈజ్ డ్రాన్. ఇఫ్ యూ చేంజ్ ద డిస్టెన్స్ బిట్వీన్ ద లెగ్స్ ఇన్ ద మిడిల్ ఆఫ్ డ్రాయింగ్, అంటే డ్రా చేసేటప్పుడు మధ్యలో ఒకసారి ఆ డిస్టెన్స్ చేంజ్ అయిపోయింది అనుకోండి, ద సర్కిల్ ఈజ్ నాట్ ఫార్మ్డ్. So therefore we can understand that the point P moves under some condition, geometrical condition. What is that geometrical condition? We have to say in our mathematical language. Let us say in our mathematical language. In ordinary communication language, the circle can be drawn whenever the distance between the legs are not changed. So that the distance between the legs are not changed, that condition can be set mathematically. Suppose this point, your pen is the point P, the leg, one pin is C at the point C. Now this is fixed point, it is moving point. Now the distance between C and P is same constant. That constant, if you measure it as R, ఎంతో కొంత ఉందనుకోండి, ఏదో ఉంటుంది డిస్టెన్స్ 4, 5, 6 ఉంటుంది, ఏదో R అనుకుందాం. దెన్ సిపి ఈజ్ ఈక్వల్ టు R. The point P moves such that CP is equal to R is the circle that gives the circle. So the condition for the moving point P is CP is equal to R. Okay. So similarly, the path of the moving point of path of the moving point P which satisfy a given condition, geometrical condition, is called the locus. The path of moving point P satisfying a geometrical condition is called locus of the point P. So locus has the two dictionary meanings. One is set of the points, and the next one the path of moving point. Path of moving point, also locus. And one is set of the points. Okay. Both definitions are useful here, and దేనికి ఉండే ప్రయారిటీ దానికే ఉంటుంది. రెండు కూడా అవసరమే. Both are necessary. Write down. Okay, have you written the definitions? Next. Here, remember that in the mathematics chapter, definitions are not asked in the examination, but they are necessary. Okay, they are essential. చూసారు ఎప్పుడైనా ఎసెన్స్ కేక్లో వేస్తుంటారు. కేక్లో ఎసెన్స్, కర్రీస్లో సాల్ట్ వేస్తాం. సాల్ట్ ఈజ్ ద ఎసెన్స్. అది లేకుండా ఎవరేం తెలియదు. నువ్వు ఎంత బ్రహ్మాండంగా చేసినా తినరు ఎవరు. ఇది కూడా అట్లాంటిదే. ఎసెన్షియల్. ద డెఫినేషన్ ఈజ్ ఎసెన్షియల్. Okay, directly let us go to the problems. In this chapter, there is no new formula. All are your known formulas are enough. There is no new formula. Your known formulas, distance between the 2 points and area of the triangle, ratio, concept, section formula. Only 3 formulas are there. The centroid formula, of course centroid formula also you can apply here. Centroid formula, distance between the 2 points. Next, in center formula not necessary here, just for only in center, to find the in center of a triangle only that formula is used, not in the locus chapter. The in center formula is not used. Okay, only distance formula and area of the triangle formula are useful in this chapter. Now only in this chapter only 2 formulas are enough. One is the distance between the 2 points formula, and the next is the area of the triangle formula. So next, one more thing here. Okay, leave it. A problem I will give the problem. Let A minus 1 4 B 3 2 be 2 points find the locus of a point which moves at the equal distances from A comma B. You can write the question. 2 points A and B are given, coordinates are given, therefore they are called the fixed points. The P coordinates are not given, so it is the moving point. The coordinates are changing. Okay. We have to find the locus of the point P, and P moves in some condition, under some condition. Okay. So remember that in the locus problem, a condition must be given. The locus of the point may be asked, or locus of the points may be asked, not only one point. So both problems are same. If the question is asked that locus of a single point or locus of the some points are asked, both are same. There is no difference between them. We have to find the locus. Okay, here the question is asked that locus of a moving point. The moving of P is under what condition? So some condition is there. Okay. So definitely to find the locus of any point or any points, the condition must be given. Now what condition is given? You have to see. That condition we have to frame as mathematically. Mathematically we have to frame that condition, given condition. How can you frame the given condition mathematically? There are the 2 points A and B. A point P is moving. Where should identify the P point? Anywhere you can identify. But given that it is equal distances, the point P is the equal distances from A and B. So you say more clearly. I understood that distance between P and A is equal to distance between P and B. I understood like this. The given condition I understood like this. Okay, are you following? So given that, first let us write the condition. Given that the distance between P and A, how to identify mathematically? P A, letter P A, then pakkane A, P A is equal to P. P A length is equal to P B length. So therefore I will write the condition given that P A is equal to P B. Now here P A meaning distance between P and A, P B meaning distance between P and B. Okay, equal distances means P A equal to P B. Okay, mathematically the given condition we have identified as mathematically. This condition, given condition is P A is equal to P B. Okay. After that, it is the 50% skill. Okay. Here, student should have the skill of making the mathematical condition. The given condition should be transferred as the mathematical condition or mathematical equation. So, student ki skill akkada undali. Ide 50% meeku avasaram. Okay, next, what should we do now? We have to write the PA value. But locus is a line. Find the locus means line asked అంటే ఒక లైన్ గీస్తూ పెట్టమన్నారా? No. Locus means line. But in the problems, don't draw the line. You have to find the equation for a locus. Equation of the locus. Equation of that line. A line and ranivandi. We have to find the equation of that line. Now, is it not the equation PA is equal to PB? Yes, this is also equation. Of course, it is geometrical equation. Geometrical equation. There are some meanings in the left side and right side. Geometrical meaning is there. PA, distance between the 2 points, geometrical meaning. PB, distance between P and B, geometrical meaning. So here it is not required. The geometrical equation is not required. Which is required here? It is required the equation in the locus problem. An equation is required which contains the x and y. Which contains x and y. Where x is the x coordinate of the moving point and y is the y coordinate of the moving point. So every locus problem, the final answer should be an equation consisting x and y. X and y. What is the meaning of x? X coordinate. Meaning of y? Y coordinate of moving point. Some moving point is there. The x represent x coordinate, y represent y coordinate. So it is required that in the locus, every locus problem, it is required that an equation consisting x and y. Of course, x and y ante only x undali sir, y undali, x square undakoda. కాదు ఎక్స్ స్క్వేర్ ఎక్స్ క్యూబ్ ఎవరి అన్నీ ఏదైనా ఉండొచ్చు బట్ వేరియబుల్స్ 2 వేరియబుల్స్ ఎక్స్ అండ్ వై వేరియబుల్స్ ఉండాలి. ద ఈక్వేషన్ షుడ్ కంటైన్ 2 వేరియబుల్స్ ఎక్స్ అండ్ వై. ఓకే, సో దేర్ ఫోర్ దిస్ geometrical equation we have to transfer into the equation consisting x comma y, consisting x and y variables. So that such type of the equation general name is the algebraic equation. What is algebraic equation? An algebraic equation is an equation consisting the variables x and y. So this geometrical equation has to be transferred into the algebraic equation. That is the final answer. Okay. Now I will transfer this geometrical equation as the algebraic equation. Now what is the meaning of PA? Distance between the points P and A. Okay. So therefore here A has the coordinates, B also has the coordinates, but P has no coordinates. Not given. P coordinates not given. Let us introduce the coordinates of P. P coordinates are not fixed. That values are variable values. Therefore, let us assume that P coordinates x comma y. Let P x comma y be the moving point. After that, according to geometrical condition, we have to use the formulas in the first chapter, introduction chapter. PA, distance between P and A. Okay, distance between Px comma y and A minus 1 comma 4. This is PA. The PA I have written full form. For understanding purpose. Is equal to distance between P x comma y and B 3 comma 2. Okay. No need to write these 2 lines in your answer paper, in your practicing. No need to write like this. I have written for understanding purpose only. Directly you can write the distance between the 2 points formula. What is the formula? Under root of P coordinates treat as x1 y1, this one x2 y2. Formula is x1 minus x2. x minus of minus 1 whole square plus y1 minus y2 whole square. PI is over and PB x1 y1 x2 y2 x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square. Okay, we have transferred the given equation into the algebraic equation, but we have to avoid the square roots and we have to simplify the equation. So let us make the squaring on both sides and simplify the equation. Squaring on both sides, the square roots are avoided, eliminated. X plus 1 whole square plus y minus 4 whole square is equal to x minus 3 whole square plus y minus 2 whole square. So expanding each and everything, x square plus 2x plus 1 plus y square minus 8y plus 16 is equal to x square minus 6x plus 9 plus y square minus 4y plus 4. Okay, have you understood the expansion of the each and every term according as a minus b whole square and a plus b whole square? I have expanded them. Now square terms are cancelled, taking all the terms to left side 8x and here minus 4y minus 8y minus 4y is 16 plus 1 17, here 9 plus 4 13, 17 minus 13 is 4 plus 4 is equal to 0. So dividing by 4, 2x minus y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now this is our answer, it is the locus. Of course, equation of the locus is called as locus. Locus anna, equation of locus anna, మనం కనుక్కోవాల్సింది ఈక్వేషన్. ఈక్వేషన్ అది ఆల్జిబ్రిక్ ఈక్వేషన్. ఓకే, నోట్ ఇట్.